Okay, hello guys. Welcome back to my channel. Nicolab Gaming here back today, and we're starting off in a little bit of a different pace. You can see I have my 737 flight crew with me. We're not going to be flying a 737 today, but we're going to be flying a A320 300 from Los Angeles LAX over to Las Vegas. I'm currently printing the flight plan OFP here right now. Everything is rigged up. So as soon as that one is done printing, we're gonna rig up and we're gonna be heading down to LAX. So yeah, come along for the ride. Okay, we are back and we're starting out here. And we're gonna just look through before we go into the sim our NOTAMs here. Just make sure that there's nothing major. Uh, Please see section extended around area departure. That's fine. Crew alerts, company NOTAMs, subject auto cost index. When planning a cost index, two options are available. Pilots may either select specific cost index number from the list, or they may select auto when planning an auto cost index. Reference the scheduled time and route, optional attempt to the time and route, gate time, blah 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 blah. Yeah, we have a set cost index. So we're just gonna use our set cost index of 34 to do it simple. Not oh god, wrong thing. Thank you. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for this thing. Okay, we are back and we are in our lovely aircraft here. We're gonna turn on our flight pad. And why the fuck am I so gosh darn high? Excuse me? Thank you. Okay. Do we have ground power? Yes, we do have ground power. Batteries on, ground power on, and that's dome light? Yes. Thank you. Okay. Overhead integrity lights go up so we can see what the fuck we are doing. The same with the integrated integrity lights and the floodlight main and the floodlight back. Good. Then we turn up the brightness of our ND, D, and our PFD a little bit so we can see what we're doing. The same with our center ones. We'll turn them up about halfway. We don't need to blind ourselves out of the cockpit. There we go. We'll turn on the lights down here just for some ambient lighting. That's very, very great. Which means before we continue with this thing. Okay. So, parking brake is set. Shocks are removed. GPU is connected. Thrust levels are idle. Batteries and general switches are on. External powers are on. ADRSs get set to nav. Panel display brightness is set. Nav light goes to system. That's the beacon light. Go to system 2. Panel lights are on. Landing gear lever is down. Flaps are retracted. Fuel quantity. We have not done that yet, because that is about to happen right now. Okay. So first of all, we need to check in with ATIS here. Now, what the hell was 1T3800?
Los Angeles Airport information, Golf 0800 Zulu. Wind 0908 at 4. Visibility 10. Sky condition, ceiling 1,800 feet broken. Temperature 1 tree. Dew point 10. QNH 29.8. ILS runway 6 left, ILS runway 6 right, ILS runway 7 left, and ILS runway 7 right in use. Landing and departing runway 6 left, runway 6 right, runway 7 left, and runway 7 right. DFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have golf.
Okay, so we got golf. I'm just gonna double check that we are actually using real weather. And yes, we are. The time is not correct, but here we are. Well, real time wouldn't be that far off, actually. I'm just gonna double check that it hasn't changed.
Los Angeles Airport information.
Yeah, it hasn't changed. And I will print just the meter. Um, for both LAX and Las Vegas, just because why not? So that way we have them. But yes, that means weather is nice. We do not need to pick any extra fuel, which means indeed our total fuel is gonna be 5524 tons. Return, received messages, meter, and print. That means we'll have both 2 meters there, so that is good. That means we are done with this first page. We are not using any ATC, so I'm just going to create us our departure clearance after we're done with our routing. Which means, yes. So init, we are going from, I should be able to do init request. I should be able to get all of this uplink from here. Good. IRS init, align on reference, confirm align. There we go. AOC uplink. Good. That means most of this should be filled in from before. We got our cost index of 24. Call sign is correct. Alternative stuff is correct. Cruise is correct. And flight level temp is correct. And wind, we don't know yet. So now, this is when we need to per se do our weight stuff. So let's get around to our weights and stuff. 140 passengers. So let's fill up the back fully. So the back is going to be 4032. That is 48. And then we'll do 4032 there too. So 4848. That is 8890 something. Let me get my phone actually, just so I can be sure I'm doing this calculations correctly. So 48 plus 48, that is 96, yes. As a top. Plus 42, that gives us 138. So if we do... Well, if we do 36 in the front, which is 3024. So if we do plus 36, that gives us 132. And that means that if means that we need to do 3530 and divide that by 42 passengers, which means 84.04. 84.04, and we are 32 with 140, so we need 8 more times 8. That gives us 672.32. So 672.32. So there we go. Good. That means all that is out of the way. And then this thing wants us to have, well, apropos the fuel. Can I set the fuel in here? Yes, I can. I remember now. I can. Yes. Thank you. We want a total of 5.5, or rather said the exact number we want is 524. Starter refuel. Thank you very much. Which then means I can go on the other paper here and actually do, we have an actual of 140 passengers. We do want cargo though, so we need to add some cargo. We want, as far as cargo goes, we want, so we can take my weight, that is 50, 55, or let's just do 60 to have a little bit more of a proper. And then we want baggage container of baggage, we want 3.7 tons, which means if we do 1,000 in the aft container, we do 1,000 in the front container, and for the aft baggage, we do 1,700. Or 700 and, well, yes, 700 exactly. Boom. That should give us our total weight as far as that goes. We're gonna let this thing refuel. And we're gonna go 3.7 on the cargo. Call it a day. Which means our payload, quote unquote, technically speaking, in total, should work out to, well, this one says 14.8, and our payload is 16 point something. So a little extra, but the actual is 16.1. Yes. 16.1 is our actual, which means our zero fuel weight is, well, gonna be, because this fucker does not calculate this for us, it's gonna be 42,500. 42,500 plus our payload, which is 16,110, which is 58.6. And 58.6 is exactly what this thing wants as a zero fuel weight. So we are bang on the zero fuel weight. Would you look at that? Wouldn't believe it. Our actual fuel is 5.5, so that is fine. Which means our total takeoff weight equals 64.134. So 1. Stab trim, we're gonna just use the default which I use, which is 0.5 up. And our landing weight we don't know yet because obviously we have not landed yet. So boom, that means our fuel situation and cargo and all of that shenanigan is sorted out. Which means we can just let this thing fill in the zero fuel weight manually. GPS primary, we got 5.5 fuel on board. There we go. Final alternate reserve, all of that is fine. Which means we can now go to the performance page. Or no, we can go to the flight plan page and go KLAX. So we want the departure. Our departure is going to be out of 24 left, or 24 left if you want to be correct. 24 left. We want the Ocean 1 departure. Ocean 1 departure via transition Mycen. Thank you. Insert that. And then we want our arrival into KLAX. We want the ILS for 26 left. And we want the R&D Z2 arrival. And we want the wrong way. Don't do that. I'm going to check my actual waypoint fixes for our arrival because they don't show up on the other paper. Vi want the Bremd, yes, approach, or via, verb, yes. Insert that. All good. Then we get our waypoint paper real quick over here. We pop this fucker into plan mode. We get some integrity lights up here because I completely forgot about that. So we got Derle, we got Annie, we got Nock, we got Hayen, we got PV, Holt, Oshin, Kelly, Zoom, Sebi, and Play. So all of those are corresponding to the OFP. We got the Arcus, we got our top of climb and Yelin, Miss N, we got our R&D Zed, we got our well, Grimma. So we are missing a few points here. So we got the R&D Zed right there. And then after R&D Zed, we want what? We want Vatev in here. Then after Vatev, we want Tango, Oscar, Echo, Tango, Sierra. Then we want Gramma, Betty, and and then we get the Ridcon, yes. Good. And then we got the Twaffle, Barb, and then we got the manual, which we're gonna just delete from here. We do not need that that manual in there, which means we could also remove the flight plan discontinuity, and we can call it a day. There we go. Good. That means our flight plan is in the correct order and blah, 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 blah. Which means, theoretically speaking, everything in this OFP, besides from quote-unquote departure clearance, which I am going to make up in departure clearance myself, because we don't have ATC. So I would be like Southwest 579er, requesting clearance to ready to copy clearance. And then they would be like, cleared head to KLAX, departure via SID, OSHNM1 via MESEN. Then we will get a departure frequency. We don't have a departure frequency. So that is what it is. And then we would get our QNH, which we already know what our QNH is. It's 2990. And then we would get a QNH, which at this point I'm just going to get a QNH of 4235, just to have a random that. So that's our squawk. So then we'll put into our gosh darn per se Mac 2 or squawk box TCAS 4235. Bada bing, bada boom. This thing goes to auto, TRTA, blah, 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 blah. Call it a day. Which means, theoretically speaking, as far as configuring this motherfucker, as far as anything, as far as taxi, we're completely complete. Which means I'm going to remove these first two papers, put them over here, so I can use this sheet to mark our departure times. So good. Now, what is our Zulu time? Wherever the fuck my clock is. GPS. No, reset you. So our departure is 0845 Zulu. The clock is currently 57, so technically speaking, we're after schedule, but here we are. Thank you very much. Which means we need to taxi all the way down. Which means, theoretically speaking, as far as our actual pushback goes, pre-planned pushback, we are parked in that way, which means we're just gonna push out that way and call it a day. So we're gonna go back, and we're just gonna get pushed out right onto the taxi line right here, and then we're gonna taxi down to 7. There we go. Now, aircraft, jetway is not connected at the moment, but, well, now is technically the time where passengers would start to board. Because now I can finally do my flows. Oh, did this just say pre-start? Yes. DI's transponder beacon lights. Yes, it doesn't have the full shenanigan. But anywho, crew oxygen goes on. Fire tests are gonna be done. Fire tests are done. They pass, which means we're clear to start up any APUs. Blah, 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 etc. That's good. Fueling is done, so science can go on. Emergency exit lights goes to arm. La 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 la. Only fuel pumps are off right now, so that's good. Which means, theoretically speaking, we're at the point where we can start up the APU. Even though we're still boarding. So, APU master switch goes on. This one should automatically switch to the APU. And we should get a flap open, and then we should be able to open our, start our APU. And theoretically speaking, the APU only needs pump 1 to work, so we'll only turn on pump 1 for now. APU start. Relays are clicking, and we should see our APU start up. Okay, good. APU is available. So if we go on our electrical, we should have AC power, which means theoretically speaking, we can disconnect from the external power. Good. Okay, so initial altitude is going to be 10,000 feet. Good. Our initial speed, we haven't set up our speed yet. Performance. So we're gonna be flap thrust reduction. The OAT is 13. 13 is the temp, and we're gonna be doing flaps 1, and we're gonna do 0.5 up, which is what I usually do. And then we can populate our V speeds. And I'm actually going to change those up a little bit. So I'm going to do 135 as our V1. I know. Give me a minute. I'm going to do 138 as our VR. And I'm going to do 145 as our V2 speed. Just because why not? They do not disagree now, so it's fine. It's fine. Okay, thank you very much. Which means there's our takeoff set. Good. Okay, good. That means, theoretically speaking, we are now ready for pushback. Which means jetway.
Cockpit to ground. Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by. This is ground. Stand by.
Oh god, it's double.
Sir, the bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed, and all ground equipment is
The
removed.
parking brakes are set.
Okay,
You
sir.
may lift.
The bypass pin
The
is
parking
installed.
brakes are
All
set.
doors
You
and
may
hatches
lift.
closed, and all ground equipment is removed. Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft. Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
Okay, this...
Cleared for start and push. We are cleared for start and push.
Okay, cleared for push start. Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake. Please release parking brake.
Lordy heavens, parking brake released,
Parking
you may
brakes are
push.
released. Parking brakes are
Commencing
released.
pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
We'll start in sequence, thank you very much.
It will start in the sequence.
Lordy heavens, okay. Okay, alright. So, engine. You should technically speaking change to engine page manually, but you did not. Engine start, startup checklist, blah 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 blah, thrust levels, yes. Beacon goes on, and starting engine number 2.
Arm doors and cross check.
Oh, wait. Starting engine number 2, APU bleed on. We got N3 and 2.
Once again, we'd like to welcome you on board. Your safety is our top priority, so we appreciate a few minutes of your attention while we demonstrate the safety features of
EGT and 1.
along with the safety information card in your seat back pocket. To fasten your seatbelt and save the flat metal edge.
I'm very glad I have a gate on because they are drilling like a fuck right now.
Please keep your seatbelt back and low and tight across your lap, even when the seatbelt sign is off, and have it visible to the crew at all times. Your life vest is in a pouch under your seat. If instructed by the crew, tear open the pouch, lift the vest, and pull it over your head. Wrap the strap.
Starter cut out.
Secure the buckle and pull the strap tight. As you exit the aircraft, the place vest by pulling down firmly on the red tab, while blowing into the tube from both sides. A locator light on the shoulder will turn on automatically and weather, and remember, never place your vest inside the aircraft.
Engine 1 available. Cranking number 1.
Completed. Please set your parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Parking brake set.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
N3 and 2.
Ground. You may disconnect.
Okay, sir. Clear to disconnect. Pin has been removed. See you at the side. Have a good flight.
Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
Fuel pressure. EGT. N1. Nine, 8. Starter cut out. And engine start a whale. Top speeds, flight controls. Full forward. Neutral. Fully backwards. Neutral. Full left. Neutral. Full right. Neutral. Left rudder. Neutral. Right rudder. Neutral. Everything checks out well. Before taxi. Probe window heat is already in auto. H altimeters are set. Standby intermitters is set. Autopilot is set. Flight directors are on. Auto brake goes to max. And elevator trim is set for takeoff now. And we have checked our flight controls. They are free and correct. Which means our this one is gone. Taxi, brake arrows, takeoff config. We'll do that later on down the line. That will be displayed on the eCam. APU master can now go off. I'm gonna change over to the condition. Because this ones are set to 24. 452. I do not want it that hot here in the cockpit. About 21 degrees is fine enough for me. Thank you very much. And they definitely do not need 30 degrees back there. So I'm also going to bring back the forward and aft cabin quite a bit. They can be about like... Yeah, about there. Packs can be on normal. APU bleed can go off. Pressurization shows up on the panel. Our wheel actually shows up for takeoff. And the dome light goes off. Dome light goes off. Thank you. And we are ready to taxi. So, parking brakes are released. Flaps go to 1. So they are ready. Spoilers go to arm. So they're ready. Starter switch goes back onto normal. And we are starting to taxi towards the active. Oh god. There we go. Okay, CSC is 22. So 09. I set 0924. I'll set that as our off time. So we're getting up on Victor here now. Which means I'm gonna change to our departure sheet. Okay. Now we are really taking off.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
Southwest 4th. Okay, hello. Hello. Yeah. Southwest 579er. Taking off. Runway 25. 24 left. Hello. Take off. Flex. Excuse me, I'm in flex. Why aren't you doing shit? Well, we're at the correct takeoff. Okay, sure. V1. Rotate. Auto throttle. Positive rate. Gear up. Flaps up. Lever climb. So manual flying her for now. Although something is real scuffed with the graphics. There, turn the PFD light down a little bit. Okay. We are airborne. So I'll fly until we're at Havax. There. So now I'm gonna go and turn on the song I wanted to turn on initially, which is this one. So we're just gonna be following our instruments for now. I'm gonna be flying her manually. One thing I did forget to do was turn U to run, but we can just add the time. And we are now allowed directly up to 35,000 feet. So once we've passed Havnir here, I'll enable the autopilot and call it a day. There we go. So now this thing can demand me to climb as much as it wants. God, this thing is climbing. Now it wants me to come down, yes. It's just like, I want you to skyrocket this bitch, but autopilot 1 enabled? Okay, clean up airplane. Spoilers go disarm. We go over to pressurization on the screen. We go over into the legs page, flight plan. And this thing, good. We are above 10,000 feet, so landing lights go off. And the weather is so nice that I am already gonna turn the seatbelt signs off. So they can already move freely around there. Everything is fine here. Pling, pling, pling. All of that is fine. And we are climbing via the speed we want to climb. We are following this one. Good. And do we have any restriction? 5300, and we're way above that, so... Huh. It's fine. Which means, theoretically speaking now, this thing is just gonna... That's the seatbelt sign. That means this flight should pretty much just handle itself from now on until we're at the... Oh, wow. Theoretically speaking, having this one off means we can see more of the outside stuff. So I'll keep her off. Okay, climb out checklist. Thrust levers are in climb detent. Autopilot 1 is enabled. Taxi lights and all that stuff. Altimeter is going to be standard at 18,000, so that's fine. ATC is as required. Landing lights fastened. Seatbelts are off. Now we'll take this once we're up at cruise, which is 35, and talk about the devil. Standard pressure. We are using runway what? It doesn't let me select that. Okay, well. Then I'm just gonna drop that. Maximum rated weight 79,400. Well, yes. There we go. We are at cruising altitude, which means cruising checklist it is. So, cruise, engine and instruments, monitor. Well, yes. Bleed is looking fine. Perspiration is fine. We're at 6,600 feet. Electrical, both gens are running 550 volt, 400 hertz. Hydraulics, 3000 psi. Fuel, we have a total of 4.46 tons on board. We have used 450 per engine, a total of 1080. And we're burning about 30 kilos a minute. Good. Our gross weight is 4,700. APU is off. All systems are normal. That's good. Fuel quantities, check radios are fine, autopilots are fine, lights are as required. ITS information has been gotten. Altimeter is done. Radios are set. De-ice is not required. Top of descent. Set TCAS below. So that we take when we get to top of descent. Which means we are done with our beginning of cruise checklist. Which means it's smooth sailing from here. Okay, we are back, so we're gonna take and enter our destination data real quick. Our QNH is 2964. For the temperature is 9 degrees. The wind is 240 at 06 knot. Zero 06. Oh, hello. 240. Excuse me? No. No, 190 at 09. That was about to be a wrong one. We want a radio. Why ain't I got a ILS for this thing? No, we're not doing the RNAV. Excuse me. Select approaches. We're doing the bed by ILS transition. Thank you. And the radio for this thing, the minimum. Fun approach course, blah 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 blah. Glide slope, TH 267. Yes. 267 is our minima. Good. That means I could go off of you. I can center on my plane again. I can pull up this chart, which is my arrival. This is now my arrival, and we want to go down to flight level 119. Which means I suppose we could pull this one back in. And this thing seems to have automatically enabled approach mode. No, it's in managed. I'm gonna activate approach mode for now. It's gonna turn right here. Well, it tried to turn. We're gonna go the long way around. I'm gonna actually take a pull, and I'm actually gonna keep this thing at 210 instead of having it decel yet. So we're gonna come in on 8,000 right there. The wheel page goes up. Okay, checklist. Landing lights can now come on. There we go. Landing lights, fuel quantity, flaps and landing gear is fine. Fasten seat position, radio speed, landing lights, taxi light, ground spoilers, auto brake, flaps. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so spoilers can be armed. We are now turning, so landing system can come on. This can come back into manage. Flap 1 can be selected. Our red nav radios, 259er. Five niner can be put into there. Performance. And why is my localizer not tuned correctly? Hello, excuse me. ILS is ILAS. ILAS at 110.3. Okay, this is very why is my ILS now not working? Well, my ILS is working apparently, but we're way too high apparently. Which means we need to descend like real quick. Which means speed brakes need to come out. Gear down. Flaps down again. Flaps 2. We're way too high. We're not gonna manage to lose that kind of altitude. Okay, why is this... Wait, what? Wait. Why is this 2.6 right, Nani? Well, that's great. Well, we can go flaps full at this point. But yes, I'm gonna have to abandon the approach real quick. So I'm gonna have to pretty much go into heading mode. And I'm gonna have to change this chart out with the correct one. We want ILS 26 left. That one is a little bit different. This is why it's great that we currently do not have traffic around here, so we can actually turn around. So we want to intercept at Huxar then. Again, at 5,002. Or 5,000-ish. So a little bit of a diversion. Okay, hello, this is your captain speaking from the flight deck. A slight miscalculation has led to us being too high for our approach. So we are now going to be making a little 360 here to lose some altitude and get back on the correct track. But because of wind correction angles, we gotta be there. So basically, now you go down, you arm, and then approach arm. Cat 3 single, and then we'll enable the second autopilot once we catch up to autopilot 2, Cat 3 dual, and localizer start, glide slope start. I'm gonna change my V approach speed to 145 actually. I want a little bit of a faster approach. We want low auto brake. Glide slope. Localizer. Flight attendants, prepare for landing.
$2,500.
2,500 checked. Okay, so approach checklist, fasten seatbelts, ground folder, all that. Landing gear is down. Autopilot is as required. Go around altitude is gonna be 5,000 feet set. Landing memo is no blue. Landing speed is set. After touchdown, blah 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 blah. We do all of that manually. Yes, radio altimeter is set. I'm on the rudders. 1,000 cross-checked. Auto brake low.
$500.
500 cross-check. My airplane.
400. 100 above. 300. Minimum.
Continuing.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
Reverser set green. Manual brakes. Reverser stowed. And the airport info, and we are taxiing to the gate. Good. Okay. After landing, spoilers and flaps are down, engine mode selector is normal, landing lights and strobe lights are off, anti-ice is always off. APU is off because we get ground power immediately. Brake temp and transponder will do at the gate. So basically, that should be good right there. Parking brake on. Dome light goes on. External power available. And, well. Well. Shut them down. Door forward and packs, external power, door off in catering, and the baggage comes.
The doors verified.
Engine, PTUs, and pumps go off. Good. Packs can now go off. Not really necessary, but here we are. Engine bleeds go off. Crew supply goes off. Beacon light goes off. Nav and logo goes off because we are not using that anymore. Seatbelts and no smoking goes on. You go unarmed. Annunciator stays. All of these just stays. Okay. Good. That means, theoretically speaking, now we get this sheet back. And we... Oh god. I think I clicked the flaps by accident. That was not the meaning. So that is going to be it for this video, guys. We'll shut this thing down. Parking, ground level, electric power, blah, 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 blah. Yes. So, ADRS used. Go off. Great. Everything else here is already quote-unquote off. Which means dome light goes down to dim. External power goes off. And batteries go off. And those will die eventually. Or they should die eventually. There we go. So yeah, so that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, a like would be greatly appreciated. And as always, check out links down below. Until further notice, stay tuned and stay awesome. And KLAS Gaming.